Good morning, guys, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch this. I hope you're having a great day. So I have in front of me a giant spread of Clif Bar products. Now, Clif Bar is this really cool company that got started in the early 1990s when this guy wanted to get a better energy bar for his long bike rides. So he came up with the original Clif energy bar, super popular for like rock climbing, hiking, bike riding, just all kinds of outdoor sports. And since then, they have like exploded with just a giant product line. They started with their vegan protein bars. They recently came out with nut butter filled energy bars. They also have whey protein bars, which is kind of a departure because most of their stuff is vegan, but of course whey protein is not a vegan product. So they're, branching out a little bit. They also have like energy gels, sports drinks mixes, Luna bars, just a giant variety. So I just went to the store and picked up one of everything that I could find from a couple of different stores. So if you don't see something on this table that you wanted me to try, leave a comment. And if you do want me to try some of their other kinds of products, like the Luna bars and Clif shots, of course I can definitely see if I can find those for a future video. But for today, I have 27 varieties of their original Clif energy bars, some of their nut-filled bars, and their whey and original vegan protein bars. So I'm just gonna smash through some of these things and let you guys know what I think of the different varieties of Clif bars. So I'm gonna start with Oatmeal, Raisin, Walnut. Not the most tasty sounding bar, but we'll give it a shot, see how these go. Because these are like granola bars. They have nuts and oats and that kind of thing in them. I think that it might actually be pretty good. And I was not wrong. These are actually really delicious. Not the most decadent sounding bar, but it has a good spice to them. I feel like it's got a couple of spices in there. Let me check the ingredients list. Yeah, these do have cinnamon in them, and along with the raisins, that's a really great flavor combination. Kind of tastes like a sweet bowl of oatmeal or something like that. Right off the bat, super tasty. I'm gonna give these an 8 out of 10. So an 8 out of 10 for the Oatmeal, Raisin, Walnut bars. There's a lot of chewing involved with these. So I think moving forward, I'm just gonna take a bite or two out of the bars. So next up, we've got Blueberry Crisp. Sounds a little bit more like a dessert bar. Definitely smells like blueberries. With almonds, an apple puree, and dried blueberries. Get a little bit of that apple in there. Just a little bit tart. That's a nice fruity flavor too. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. Pretty tasty. It's a little bit sticky though. You might be able to tell there's like a sheen on top of this. I think there's a lot of syrup and sugar added to these bars to, they're an energy bar, so of course they're gonna have a lot of sugar in them to give you lots of energy. Next up we have crunchy peanut butter. Of course, peanut butter, one of my favorite things in the world, so I hope this is really good. Well, it smells a lot like roasted peanuts. Really delicious. Oh man. 8.5, 9 out of 10, something like that. That is so good. Again, I might be biased because I like peanut butter so much. All right, next up, the first chocolate offering, chocolate brownie. Gosh, look at that. It's like dark as the night. Dark, dark chocolate. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That tastes like hot cocoa in granola bar form. Very, very good. Again, it's really sweet with a little bit of salt in there. It's really rich too. Oh my goodness, so rich. I'm gonna give that one a 7.5 out of 10. Very, very tasty. Now the next one is peanut butter banana with dark chocolate. I don't know how I feel about having a banana flavored bar, but I'll keep an open mind. I'll see how this goes. Yeah, you can really smell that banana and peanut butter in there. So we have chunks of chocolate along with banana powder, which is kind of weird, and a strong peanut flavor in there. The chocolate doesn't come through quite as much, and the banana is a little bit off-putting. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. Not my favorite so far. Alright, coming up next is a berry pomegranate chia. Chia seeds, always in vogue, seem to be really popular. We have organic cranberries, dried strawberries, and organic chia seeds in here. Oh, and some pomegranate powder, there we go. Now pomegranate powder is way down on the ingredients list, so apparently it doesn't have a whole lot of pomegranate in there. We'll see how the flavor comes through. Smells like cranberries. Smells kind of tart. Yeah, it tastes a little bit like raisins, basically, like dried cranberries that have been really sweetened. Don't get a lot of pomegranate, and the chia seeds don't add a lot of flavor to anything, but I feel like it's kind of gritty. Like the texture is really kind of off-putting. It's not super rich or not as moist as some of these other bars that I've had. Again, not the best. I'm gonna say like a 5 out of 10. Chocolate chip, a classic. This has got to be one of like their original OG flavors. Now, one interesting thing about these chocolate chip bars is that they do have a bit of cinnamon in them. So they've got a little bit of spice along with the chocolate. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with a chocolate chip bar. Solid 8 out of 10. Just a hint of cinnamon in there, but it really does just taste like a chocolate chip cookie. I mean, it's good. Yeah, if you like chocolate chips, the chocolate chip bar, easy winner. Next up, nuts and seeds. Very generic sounding, with almonds, peanuts, and pumpkin seeds. And it doesn't look like it has any special spices or flavoring in there, so I wonder how that's gonna taste. Smells very roasted. It's a little bit softer in the texture than some of the other bars. Not a ton of pumpkin seed flavor coming through, but that combination of roasted peanuts and roasted almonds is really delicious. Like if you guys like almonds, the nuts and seed bar is probably the one to go to. Ah, man, those are so good. Roasted almonds are really delicious. I'm gonna give that one a, we'll say 7.5 out of 10. Pretty dang good. Sierra Xterra, Sierra Trail Mix with peanuts, chocolate, and raisins. And let's take a quick scan of the ingredients list again. And we do have some pumpkin seeds in this one. All right, let's see what the Xterra trail mix tastes like. This one feels a little bit more dry than some of the other bars. Feels like it might be a little bit more chewy. Yeah. Yeah, that's a workout for the mouth.
Two hours later.
But that combination of peanuts and raisins is actually kind of nice. Like if you think about it, it makes sense because raisins, you know, they come from grapes and grape jelly is something that's really common. So it's almost reminiscent of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in a bar form with just a hint of chocolate in there. So a surprisingly good bar. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. The Xterra Trail Mix, if you like PB&J, go for it. All right, next one, white chocolate macadamia nut. Now macadamia nuts might be one of the only things that I like more than peanuts. And white chocolate, I know it's not real chocolate, but it is friggin' delicious. So you can smell the macadamia nuts coming off of that. Good drizzle of white chocolate on top, so you know what you're getting. Good soft texture. I mean, macadamia nuts. They are very expensive, but they are some of the tastiest nuts out there. So I'm gonna give that 8.5 out of 10. Awesome combination. I love white chocolate, I love macadamia nuts. Of course, when you put them together, they're gonna be even better. All right, next up, a classic combination, chocolate chip and peanut crunch, of course. I mean, I feel like I don't even have to try this one to tell you guys it's gonna be good, but we'll see. And if you don't like chocolate and peanut butter together, I mean, where have you been? All right, this one does seem like it's got kind of a weird texture to it. It's a little bit chewy. It's almost like chewy in that caramel way. I can kind of feel it sticking on my teeth. Not too much, it's not in an unpleasant way. I feel like the chocolate chip peanut crunch, it could be a little bit more sweet. It's not as sweet as I was expecting it to be. It's very rich, very salty. I'm surprised, not as good as I was hoping it would be. We're gonna say 5.5, maybe even a 6 out of 10. A little bit disappointed with that one, guys. I don't know how you screw up peanuts and chocolate, but I guess they did. So the last one from the energy bars that I have is coconut chocolate chip. And I know this is not nearly all of the energy bars that they have. So again, let's try this. Coconut chocolate chip. Now, most people are kind of off-put by the texture of coconut. So I'm hoping that this, that having the texture integrated into the bar isn't going to be as gritty as a lot of shredded coconut usually is. Now that is good. That's how you do a bar. You get that richness and that distinct coconut flavor, but you don't have the grittiness from shredded coconut. Oh, that is really delicious. Oh yeah. It is a little bit more crumbly and a little bit more dry than some of the other bars. I feel like I need a drink after eating that. But still, those flavors, I mean, that makes up for anything that might be wrong or that you might be put off from the texture at all. I'm gonna give that one a 7 out of 10. Really, really good. All right, now on to the whey protein bars. Now these are a little bit newer. The first one that I'm gonna try is mint chocolate almond. Now this has 14 grams of protein in a 250 calorie bar with 24 grams of carbohydrate and only 5 grams of sugar. So this is definitely not one of those bars that's gonna like pile you up with a ton of protein. It's not a low calorie bar at all. I think this is more of just like an energy bar with a little bit more protein than some of those other ones. Now this is the first time I've ever had one of their whey protein bars. So, it's gonna be a big surprise what it tastes like. Ooh, you can really smell that mintiness coming off of it. And of course, I do have to check if it does have actual mint in it or if it's just mint flavoring. Let's see. I don't see any mint in this at all. Yeah, it's just natural flavors. All right, well, we'll give it a shot. Mint chocolate almond from Clif Bar with no actual mint in it is awful. I mean, it tastes like something between Listerine and candy canes. I don't know what to say. That is really bad. Like, I guess if I was desperate for food or energy, I might be able to choke it down, but oh man, that's awful. Yeah, you can tell that this is made with a natural flavoring product and not actual mint. It doesn't taste very good at all. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. No, thank you. All right, let's see if they can redeem themselves with a simple classic, again, peanut butter and chocolate. Hopefully they didn't screw this one up. You can really smell that roasted peanut butter in there. Oh yeah, oh yes, please. Peanut butter and chocolate whey protein bar. Now that is how it's done. Tastes like a really great recovery bar. Lots of salt, not overly sweet, just the right amount of sweetness, I think. Well, the peanut butter and chocolate whey protein bar definitely makes up for that last one. I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. Really, really tasty. Last up, salted caramel cashew. Now that one sounds a little bit more decadent to me. Now caramel can go one of two ways. If they used like real sugar and butter to make the caramel, it could be delicious. But again, artificial caramel flavoring, not the best. And it does smell a little chemically, so I expect that they did use caramel flavoring and not actual caramel in this. Yeah. Again, not good.
I'm very disappointed.
Tastes chemically. Really not very good. 3 or 4 out of 10. Good grief, guys. You know, for a company that like lauds itself on not using GMO products and making everything organic and being sustainable and kind of hippy dippy, you'd think that they wouldn't use those like artificial flavorings, but oh gosh, it's just awful. All right, moving on. Hopefully their vegan protein bars are a little bit tastier. Let's start with vanilla almond. Now these things are way more substantial. Like, they feel bigger. It's only 270 calories though, with 20 grams of protein. It is a vegan protein. It is a soy protein isolate is what they use. So if you want to avoid soy, maybe this is not the bar for you. But today I'm just gonna see how it tastes. I'm not gonna worry too much about, you know, optimizing nutrition and complete protein files and so on and so forth. Ooh. It's got this cool, like, white candy coating on the outside of it. It's very chewy. This is another one of those things that's like a workout for your mouth. Now I wish they used like a hemp protein or a pea protein in there instead of soy. But you know, what are you gonna do? The flavor is really great though. Taste the vanilla coming through really strong. Don't taste the almond quite as much, but a little hint of almond in there. And I never really thought about having like an almond vanilla flavor combination. But yeah, that's really nice. It's almost reminiscent of like a warm ice cream in a bar form. So I like that a lot. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Not the best, but I feel like I could certainly put away a few of those. All right, next up, chocolate mint. Not excited about this. Yeah, I still don't see any mint on the ingredients list. Got natural flavors on there though, whatever the heck natural flavors could mean. Looks like it's that same kind of coating, this time a chocolate coating. And a strong peppermint extract smell. Smells a little bit like chocolate candy canes. Okay, this one's a little bit less chewy. Now that one is not bad. A much stronger chocolate flavor with just a little bit of mint in there. Just a little bit of toothpaste in there. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. The mint is still a little bit off-putting, but at least it's not as bad as their mint chocolate almond bar. All right, next up, no screwing around. This is chocolate. Just chocolate. Chocolate filling with a chocolate coating and a big chunk of chocolate on top? Yeah, of course. And for some reason, like the protein powder flavor itself was coming through really strong in that one. It really did taste a lot like just raw protein powder with some chocolate flavoring in it. Because soy protein powder is definitely not the tastiest out there. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 or a 5 out of 10. For something that's all chocolate, really not very good. All right, next up, the last of the vegan protein bars is chocolate peanut butter. Just taking a smell. Smells like, again, you get a strong roasted peanut smell coming through. Oh yeah. Big peanut butter flavor in that. That's tasty. Now the Clif Builder bars definitely work out for the job, but I think that vanilla almond is pretty tasty. The chocolate peanut butter, very tasty. Again, it's hard to go wrong with that, even though they did with the energy bar, but so it goes. So I'm gonna give it a 7, maybe even a 7.5 out of 10. Some of those protein bars were pretty terrible, but you know, sometimes you screw it up. All right, next up, the nut-filled Clif energy bars. These are also fairly new, and I haven't tried a ton of them, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they taste. First up, I'm gonna have a banana chocolate and peanut butter bar. Smells like banana candy. All right, let's crack this open and see what the inside looks like. Yeah, you got a little core of chocolate running through the center of that. It's a nice smooth texture. Yeah, that filling is really smooth and really, really rich. That's very good. It's not quite as sweet as I was thinking it would be. You can kind of taste the contrast between the peanut butter and the banana. But the banana, again, is kind of an off-putting flavor. I think I would rather just eat a banana than have a banana flavored bar. So I'm gonna say a 6 out of 10. Back with chocolate peanut butter. More chocolate peanut butter goodness. This looks like a chocolate bar with a peanut butter filling. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now that is the stuff. Not a strong chocolate flavor coming off of that. A little bit of a chocolate flavor, but not really super strong. But that peanut butter filling is super creamy, super rich. It just tastes like peanut butter in bar form. Oh yeah. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because I love peanut butter. All right, next up, coconut almond butter. It's a little bit harder to differentiate the center from the outside on this one. I think it's just because they're the same color though. But wow. The almond and the coconut really play off of each other very nicely in that. Really tasty. Not as sweet. I gotta say, so far the nut-filled bars, or nut butter-filled bars, have not been nearly as sweet as the original energy bars. They're really creamy, really rich. But that combination of almond and coconut, that's another one that I'm not super familiar with. So I am very pleased to say that that was absolutely delicious. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. Next up, peanut butter. Another one that's gonna be very simple. It's a peanut butter bar with a peanut butter flavoring. And of course, it is really tasty. Like, it is so good, guys. Oh yeah. So far, I'm really impressed with how they've gotten that like roasted flavor into all their peanut butter flavored bars. So creamy. It would have been nice to have it a little bit sweeter, but it's deep, rich, 7.5, maybe even 8 out of 10. Oh, so good. Next we have chocolate hazelnut butter bar. Now that's the same kind of flavor combination that you'd find with Nutella. So again, that's a pretty popular combination. I think they're just trying to play off of the popularity of Nutella. You can really smell a unique flavor coming off of that. It smells like it might be a little bit, I don't know, vanilla-y? We'll see. It tastes a little bit chemically, so I wonder if they have some kind of added flavoring agent in there. The hazelnuts don't come through super well. The chocolate is a little bit strange. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it tastes almost like it's alcoholic, even though I know that's impossible. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. That's just weird. Maybe it's that I'm just so used to Nutella being so sweet, and these nut butter filled bars are not sweet at all. All right, next up, we have wild blueberry acai with a blend of cashew butter, dried fruit, and juice concentrate. Wild blueberry acai. That sounds like somebody's like trying too hard. Pick a lane, blueberry or acai. Oh my goodness, what is going on with this? All right, it is obviously filled with some kind of fruit smoothie berry cream. I don't know. That is weird. Yeah, it's got a weird texture. It's kind of chewy, kind of crumbly. And it tastes a little bit like, I don't know, like raw pureed fruit with nothing added to it. I feel like if it was sweeter, it would be good, but no. No, I'm not liking this, not one bit. Could use a little bit more salt, a little bit more sweet, and I think it would be good. But instead, it's just kind of tart and a weird texture. Oh man, 4 out of 10, really weird. I see. These two are fruit smoothie filled, not nut butter filled. So that must be why that last one was kind of different. So this one is a strawberry banana. Well, there's no strawberry coloring in there, so I wonder what's going on. Yeah, that's strange. Like the flavor is kind of reminiscent of what I'd think baby food would taste like. That's weird. Yeah, no thank you. Another 3 or 4 out of 10. Those fruit smoothie filled bars, not very good. I'm glad that this last one is a nut butter filled bar. It does have some fruit in there though. It's blueberry almond butter. All right, the last one. Much better. Oh my goodness, that is so much better. Tastes like the almond butter is coming through real strong, really creamy in the middle. Little bits of blueberry in there, just a hint of blueberry. It almost reminds me of like Fruity Loops cereal or something like that. I think it's one of the sweeter ones in the nut butter filled bars. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Not a bad way to round it out. So I think the moral of the story is that Clif Bar should definitely stick to their original energy bars. They were so much better than the rest of these things. It would be great if they could move away from the soy products. And if you're not gonna make a good whey protein bar, just don't make a friggin' whey protein bar at all. Now I've got a ton of food left on this table in front of me. So of course, I'm gonna see if I can just chow down and take care of the rest of this because I don't want any of this to go to waste. So let's start with this berry pomegranate chia bar. Get rid of this gross mint chocolate almond bar. And I can tell already, I'm gonna have such a friggin' strong jaw by the end of this, because these things are so chewy. Guys, use real mint. Oh. It's so bad. jaws already hurt so much. It's a good thing I have all these protein bars, so my jaw can rebuild from this horrible effort. If nothing else, this is going to be excellent training for my next food challenge. Oh, seriously, I'm getting a headache from this. Oh. I hope I can make it through the rest of these, gosh. I wasn't expecting this to be a food challenge. This is really difficult. Man, seriously, this is causing an awful headache. My jaws are aching, my eyes hurt, and I've got these bright lights right behind the camera, so it really hurts to look at the camera right now because it's just burning into my eyes. Oh, I feel like all this chewing is giving me a migraine. Alright, I need to stop complaining and just get this thing done. Oh. I don't know if I can do the rest of these if they're gonna be as chewy as everything else. Oh. Even though that banana chocolate peanut butter bar tastes so bad, it is so much easier to chew. Oh my goodness. That's a relief. I am so glad that's done. Oh. Oh, I'm not going to be eating anything that I can't slurp through a straw for a while. Oh. Seriously, my jaw hurts so much. It's just radiating through my entire head. Oh man, now I see why Clif Bar challenges never go past about a dozen bars. Well, that was a horrible idea. I don't suggest anybody ever try that, because now my head is pounding. But if you do have a flavor or variety of Clif Bar that you'd like me to try, maybe I'll do it on like a one-off basis or something. I don't think I'm ever gonna try to eat more than 2 dozen Clif Bars in one sitting again, because that was just terrible. Well, I hope you guys got a kick out of the video. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit more than I did. And until next time, peace out. You guys take it easy.